Peace be upon you. As discussed, we will present examples of this finely tuned universe. We will start with the genetic material in our bodies. What you're about to hear now is indeed extraordinary, so I'll provide references for as much of the presented material as possible. Allah says what is translated as, "On earth are signs for the ones that are certain as there are within yourselves. Can you not see?" Your body is made up of cells which are the smallest living units in organisms. If we take a tiny spot of your skin, it will appear like this under a microscope. How many cells do you think your body has? In fact, estimates fluctuate greatly. The best summary study on the subject is the 2013 study done by Annals of Human Biology, which summarizes the different estimates on cell numbers in the human body from 30 different sources, books, and previous studies, and concluded that the number of cells in your body is around 37.2 trillion cells. 37 million cells. In the joint of the little finger, there are hundreds of millions of cells. Every cell in the body receives oxygen and nutrients and disposes of its waste. Every cell is a world of its own. We will focus today on the cell's nucleus, a small part. Inside this tiny cell, let's go inside the nucleus. This nucleus contains the genetic material, the DNA, which carries your genetic characteristics in the form of genes. One gene is responsible for eye color, another for producing insulin, and so on. This genetic material, genes, is packed into structures called chromosomes. And this is one chromosome. Every human has 23 pairs of chromosomes. Each pair contains one chromosome inherited from the father and another from the mother. This is a real image of a chromosome under an electronic microscope. It looks like yarn balls. The genetic material, DNA, in the chromosome is an extremely long and extremely thin strand. So, to fit inside the tiny nucleus, it must be packed in an amazing way. It is coiled around proteins called histones, and then chains of histones are coiled in turn and so on to produce an extremely compact structure. In the tiny nucleus, if we took the 23 pairs of chromosomes, unwrapped their compressed DNA, and connected the strands end to end, their total length would be approximately 2 meters in every nucleus, as stated in the Physics Factbook Encyclopedia, which compares the length of DNA in the nucleus of a single cell from multiple sources. This is the length of genetic material in one nucleus of one cell. Now, how many cells did we say we have in the human body? About 37.2 trillion cells. Deduct from this the number of red blood cells and platelets which don't have a nucleus. We are left with approximately 10 trillion cells with nuclei. Multiply 2 meters, the length of DNA length in one cell, by 10 trillion, the number of cells in your body. The result is a huge number, 20 trillion meters, or 20 billion kilometers. 20 billion kilometers of DNA in the cells of your body alone. This number is also found in the accredited biochemistry books such as Biochemistry for Dental Students, page 75. And the Physics Factbook Encyclopedia in its article number 339. Do you know, dear viewers, how long 20 billion kilometers is? The same encyclopedia says, this length is equivalent to 70 round trips from Earth to the Sun. By the way, this is a relatively modest estimate. Other international scientific websites estimate a higher number of cells in each human body and therefore a longer DNA length. For example, Nature's publishing group website Citable estimates the length of DNA in every human to be equivalent to 300 or more round trips from Earth to the Sun. Let's ignore this website's larger number and let's stick with the more modest estimate for the length of DNA, i.e. 20 billion kilometers. To fully comprehend the magnitude of this number, imagine everything on Earth: plains, mountains, valleys, forests, seas, oceans, deserts, etc. Our Earth is approximately 1 million times smaller than the Sun. The circumference of the Sun is estimated to be 4.37 million kilometers, while the DNA in your body is 20 billion kilometers long, i.e. 20,000 million kilometers, which is long enough to go around the Sun many times, more than 4,500 times. I know. The numbers are hard to believe, and I hesitated to present them until I found other references with similar estimates and even higher ones, and, despite extensive research, I didn't find a single reference with detailed calculations that arrived at a lower estimate. In part 2 of this episode, titled Calculating the Length of DNA, I'll elaborate on where these massive numbers come from and provide more scientific documentation, Allah willing. The wonders do not end here. This is merely the beginning of this mind-blowing story. Amazingly, not only is the DNA so compactly packed, but parts of it are being transcribed around the clock. For example, if you have an injury, many processes are needed for the wound to heal, such as the production of collagen, a protein, to repair the wound. Special particles target the specific genes responsible for collagen production amidst these very long strands of genetic material, and the genes are transcribed, resulting in collagen production. The genetic material is not dead or rigid compact strands, but is active and reactive. We will discuss the process of gene transcription in an upcoming episode, Allah willing. It is a topic no less extraordinary than the length of the genetic material. Ask those who deny the existence of the Creator, who designed your body in such a way. They will say, nothing. Nothing created your body and made billions of different cells. Bone cells, muscle cells, nerve cells, fat cells, blood cells, etc. Nothing created the hormones necessary for cell division and guided them to their proper place. Nothing did all that, and nothing did all that by chance. Nothing packed the genetic material in your cells in such an astonishing way. Nothing created the genetic material and wrapped it around histones, which in return wrapped and twisted around themselves in an organized fashion, then unraveled when needed in amazingly organized patterns. Nothing did it all this by chance. As for us, we say, what is translated as, such is the creation of Allah. Now show me what is there that others besides Him have created. Nay, but the transgressors are in manifest error. Peace be upon you. Such is the creation of Allah. Now show me what is there that others besides Him have created. Nay, but the transgressors are in manifest error.